Hello, baby.
I was crazy once.
I'm thinking of a number.
Goes the weasel.
Watch What Crappens. You know that's a pod. Do you guys know that's a podcast?
Watch What Happens
Watch What
Live?
Crappens. Watch What Crappens. Hive. It's about a bunch of bees that poop.
That's like a
Bees.
really fucking scary podcast. I don't like that.
Yeah. What's the scariest? Okay, that's really scary. But what's the scariest podcast you could think
I think
of?
the podcast Under Your Bed.
The podcast
Okay.
of hell.
Yeah.
How is that not a thing? I feel like, there's podcast outside, but
Yeah.
outside or whatever.
Yeah, how come there's not
There's
a
like
podcast
one-
that's underneath the bed of everyone
Yeah.
that listens to it?
Podcast underneath.
I was at a bar once, and this is a bar in LA that apparently, as two separate people have told me, has been used a lot, or they've been there because of like industry events, not menswear. I'm talking entertainment, the Big E.
Oh, the Big E.
Entertainment Weekly, Entertainment Tonight, yeah. I was just happened to be there, and someone like walked up and assumed I was a part of the the whole networking thing, and I'm like, no, I'm just here to have fun with I'm just having a drink with my friends. But we just got to talking, and they said, I said I worked in podcasting. Like, oh, I have a podcast, and theirs is like Sleeping with Blank, or I forgot what the person's name was, but I think the thing is that they record it in bed.
Oh.
like not they're not having
Is it-
sex, like they're
Isn't
in a
that
bed,
what,
and then they just like record it.
Who's that lady, that Bobby Altoff or whatever? Didn't she do that? Wasn't that her bit?
Maybe that's who it
You
is. I
bet
don't know.
Bobby.
I don't remember this
I
person.
think that's her name. You know what's fucked up? She's gonna be on a show
fucked up?
called
Tell me.
Mormon Housewives of Orange County.
Oh boy.
She's not.
What a
She's not
title.
Mormon, and she's not from Orange County, and I don't think she's married. So, I think that listen,
all
You're a
three
liar.
things.
Yeah.
All three
everything
things just
like
don't
okay,
lie.
Brendan Carr, he's constantly on his shit with Jimmy Kimmel or whatever. But this is the real thing he needs to look at.
I don't know what you're
Brendan
referring
Carr
to
is
at
the
all.
chair of the FCC, who's like the one that Trump sends to.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah,
yeah,
there we go.
that
Yeah,
guy.
yeah. This is the real.
This is the real news.
This is the real news. Yeah, well,
And it's also this was news that came out like a month ago, so it's extra real.
with that like
that
that they
announcement.
came after her because she's all three not in it. Like, she's
Well,
not,
I mean, they just
not
announced
the
the cast
trifecta?
like it's the sequel to Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which is that hot new show about the sexiest church on the planet.
and the most wives.
Yeah,
apparently. I've never seen it, but I know our friends have watched
I have
it,
many
and
friends who love this show.
I don't understand. You know what my reality TV is? C-SPAN.
I like Neighbors. That was pretty good.
Oh, I didn't watch that. See, in my head, Neighbors is still the movie with Zac Efron and Seth
I
Rogen.
mean, I turned it on because I thought it was going to be a TV adaptation of that, like MASH. But at first, I was disappointed to not see my friends doing a Robert De Niro themed party.
We are your friends. That's right. That's one of the best. That's one of the funniest jokes I've seen in in the movie.
I've
Like,
never
they all
actually
are
seen
different.
it. I've just seen the trailer where they're dressed like different Robert De Niro characters.
And they say "hoo-ah," which is from
Scent of a Woman.
which is Al Pacino in "Scent of a Woman."
Hoo-ah.
Scent
Little
woman,
scent jokes right there.
little scent ones. Hey guys,
Hi.
welcome back.
And speaking of scent ones,
Hello.
no more pennies. That's other news from like a month ago. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. When I was at H Mart, I was like, I saw big signs. It's like, we do not accept pennies. The pennies is retired. The pennies.
The pennies
the
is
pennies are retired.
I like the phrase "the pennies is
gone away.
retired." Yeah.
Yeah, write that one down. We'll add it to the things that I will randomly change my bio on Instagram to. I forgot what the last one we thought of was, but I still do like not even the tomatoes will save you. Like that's
That
just
is a
kind of like
pretty
an
good one.
all-timer, I think. All because I forgot what movie we were talking about. Where not
Probably
well, I mean, the
Ratatouille
joke
or
is if
something.
you missed it. No, well, maybe, but it's. I feel like it's not. It's only like 3 episodes ago. It can't be that long ago. It's basically when I found out a movie. It was Ryan Gosling. Here we're just talking about jokes we
Okay.
made 3 months ago or whatever. But it's just when Ryan Gosling was in the movie and it was critically well received, but it did not do well at the box office. And that's when I said, Not even the tomatoes will save
Oh,
you.
there you go.
The rotten ones.
The rotten ones.
That has been sadjokesexplained.com.
Maybe we were talking about the
Remember
nice
that
guys.
website? We never made that.
Yeah,
we never.
But we talk about
Yeah.
it. It kind of exists
We do.
in like
It's
the
been-
mind space of the podcast.
Yeah, that where we make them. We make the jokes. Of course, we know why they're funny or why we made them. It's not like we're just referring to our brains. Welcome back, everyone, to Style and Direction, a menswear podcast. Believe it or not, that should be that actually should be
Believe
the new.
it or not. Wait, we should just be the Ripley's Believe It or Not cast.
Okay, but then we talk about menswear.
we talk about like Robert Wadlow's suit.
Yeah.
He's the tallest man in the world.
The tall guy?
He's the really tall guy.
Yeah, there we go. Yep, that's
and he was around in the 20s,
Yeah.
so it's something we would talk about.
I mean, if he was around in the 20s, he would have been around to the 30s, 40s, 50s,
Exactly.
60s, 70s. All
Well,
the
I don't
decades
think he
that we love.
he lived that long. I think that's the other thing about him.
Oh,
When you're that
shit.
tall, your
That's
heart
true.
hurts.
What's his name?
Robert
What's his
Wadlow.
name again? Robert
Wadlow,
Wadlow.
I think.
He died in 1940. So here's the sad part. At least his suits would still be good through the end of his life.
Exactly.
Because after World War II, man, don't like the bold look. Not really. More like the old look. I don't know.
That's the best part of dying before World War II is you never had to experience that.
Yeah, we knew about the Nazis in the 40s, though, right? It's like we weren't like we knew about.
We
that
knew
shit.
about that.
Like
shit.
these guys are evil.
Yeah. So, but he died.
Well, there's also the industry plot, right?
Oh,
Don't forget
the
that.
business
They
plot,
loved the Nazis.
from
the business.
What was
plot.
that shitty movie
From Amsterdam?
Yeah, Amsterdam.
Amsterdam. We talked about this on the podcast.
That's right.
That's
Wow.
I think that's pre bonus. I
Whoa.
think because we just kind of
Pre-bono.
covered that. That's right. We got a good episode for you guys.
As always.
It's full. We're looking at as always. There's a lot of fun stuff going on here. Have you guys bought any clothing lately? This is always going to be something that comes up.
A T-shirt that said spam, and this week because I was at a thrift store, and it was a T-shirt for the
and not the spam store.
no, not the
apparently,
spam
right?
store, but it was a
Or the
T-shirt
store.
celebrating the 70th birthday of spam.
Oh shit! Wait, like of the invention of the thing,
of the
or
canned
because
meat.
of like
brand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the canned meat? Didn't it come from Monty Python or like?
No,
like
well,
whole-
the computer term spam did come from Monty Python,
Oh,
but
I
the
see.
meat itself has been
But the
around
meat.
for a while.
Filipinos all over the world will thank
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
inventor
and then-
spam because
Yeah.
Hawaiians.
Let's
is
hear it for
right.
Hawaiian.
Mhm.
Then this weekend, see maybe the next episode you'll hear more. But this weekend I'm probably gonna go to Old Town Orange to see if I could find anything, just for the hell of it.
Just for the hell
Yeah.
of it, man. Hell yeah. MJ, have you bought anything lately? What's going on at? Are you still at your retail thing?
Yeah, for now I'm taking taking the test soon, so I'll
The
be
test.
certified soon, and then hopefully not too
Certified
much
boner
longer.
haver.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
I don't need a
I don't know.
certification
That was
to tell you that.
yeah. I'm
Wow.
amateur boner haver over here, non-professional.
Non-professional. Just for the love of
And I just told Sirhan I don't make dick jokes.
the game. Yeah.
So there it is. But yeah, I mean, so the funny thing is, I was at Uniqlo with a friend of mine, actually with two of our friends and one friend you guys haven't met because they were all at Suit Supply getting something made. But we stopped over there, and they like. It's really funny to see things through Andrew's eyes because Andrew is still wearing, I think, his Goodfellow selvage jeans, which are fine. I mean, hey, selvage jeans, and during that time,
no
it was like
stretch in
probably
it,
almost
yeah.
10 years old. Yeah, no stretch. I remember that. Yeah. But we went to the Uniqlo and they were like, they have, I think the barrel pants. I think, and they
Yeah.
have those there. They have like wide or like straight leg, full cut selvage jeans. I didn't try them on. So there's no photos of this, unfortunately. I'm sorry, people. But I saw Andrew wear it, and it was just so funny because, me and Scott are aware of, Andrew's really slim jeans. But then also this new friend of mine who sees Andrew wearing these and then, like, sees him in the other ones. And he's like, yeah, these are way better. And Andrew actually bought
cool.
them.
Wow.
But yeah. But you, MJ, you haven't bought those. You're not, you don't
No,
need them.
I mean,
you
I'm
got
not-
your 316s.
Yeah, I'm not in the market for any jeans, and yeah, I think I'm good unless I don't know, something happens to the ones I have. But even then, it's like they'll probably get
They eat themselves.
repaired.
Yeah,
They implode. They eat each other. Yeah, something
that would
like
be
that.
scary.
Oh no, you walk in there and it's one pair of jeans and it's dead because he's eaten the other
Yeah.
ones and then he died of starvation afterward.
Yeah, overeating.
Like rats in a barrel
Exactly.
or something.
The
like
other
that,
way
right?
around. Yeah.
I think that happened with like turtles in in a biology class I had in high school.
Oh no.
I feel like I'm referencing
Yeah.
something. I think that's like I am
Like
definitely.
when they came in one day and it's like one of the turtles had eaten the other. I think this happens frequently. Like
Yeah. Well, I think
Yeah.
any like
creatures in captivity.
group of animals
Yeah.
that you overpopulate in like a singular enclosed space, it's gonna happen.
So that's
that's in the
our
Donner Party.
tip to you guys today. Don't be careful.
Don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
be careful out
careful
there.
out
Just
there.
a generic.
Just be careful.
Be careful.
Yes.
Yeah,
In the
Menswear tip
world.
of the day.
I'm
be
not
careful.
saying this about Andrew necessarily, but it is funny seeing like I don't know, like people who it is like one of those things where if you're so used to wearing like one cut, like like changing it up feels like changing your whole identity. So I think that there's going to be a lot of people.
Are you saying that you're gonna view Andrew
No,
differently
I'm
now?
not. I'm not. I'm saying
mean,
it's like I feel
kind
like
of.
I don't know. It's like I feel like if you're not someone who regularly experiments with fashion, going from like skinny jeans to something wider cut could seem like a much bigger change than it might be to us.
But you're the funny thing though is that you have
No,
really
exactly.
changed your
That's what
jeans
I'm.
cut,
Hey,
which is
I'm saying I know exactly
yeah.
what it is.
But you already found it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. Yeah. But like you'll never. The thing is, you'll never change it. Whereas with Andrew, because he didn't start dressing from like an aesthetic from the get go. Unless like, and I don't think in his mind he was like, I'm gonna dress. I say this affectionately, like a 2010s hipster. And this is the guy who was like, Tumblr. He has like an anchor tattoo or like he used to, I don't know if we talked about this, but like on Tumblr, he would do like hashtag anchor, like, which is really funny because like that's how it was back in those days. But like, I don't think he thought at that time that he was like, okay, this is the look for this. I'm going to wear Doc Marten combat boots, cuffed really high with like slim selvage because that's like the look that goes along with his like kind of ironic t-shirt and like brow line eyeglasses, but like that's how he looks now because his style has not changed. Whereas you, Spencer, obviously you decided on your aesthetic when you were a teenager, and then so there's no need for you to change it because you're inherently not going with the times or
I'm just
delving
happy
into a
with
different
where
aesthetic.
Get
I
with the
live.
times.
In my closet.
You're happy with where
I'm happy
you
with
live.
living in the closet. Whoa!
Yeah. Oh, whoa! Alert. So you both haven't bought anything.
Not this week.
No, not
Not this. Not
But
this.
check
Not-
back
not-
soon.
not clothes.
Yeah. I've gotten a couple of things, and this kind of leads into the later half of the episode. Or I guess we could kind of talk about it now. I guess it doesn't matter. I mean, it's who cares? There's no run of show. What the hell? There's no legal pads that are guiding us on this whole thing. But I've been kind of enamored with like cosplay. Well, not enamored. I would say I've always been fascinated by cosplay, and we'll get into more of this on the next episode and how cosplay applies to my whole attitude, or maybe our whole attitude on Menswear. But as I've been watching Andor and Star Wars in general, watched Maul.
Instead of Van Hao.
Watching Maul, Shadow Lord, kind of being aware of like taking note of like Star Warsian fashion. And I think, I've been talking with James and Sirhan. It's kind of interesting, like just like the technology, it's like what the 70s thought the future could be like, but like it's the 70s view of what like a 1940s take on the future would be, And so there's a lot of capes, a lot of like work shirts that have no collars, like the little standing tunic collar thing, kind of like that bib front closure, like riding boots or like, like tall boots like that. They wear like ear flap, like military caps that are kind of like 50s looking, and they have like nylon capes or whatever for like the military. Like the Imperial officers and stuff like that. So it's really, and also, the Imperial capes look like, 1930s officer coats, or I guess more specifically, maybe like Nazi officer coats.
Always.
Just belted trench coats in general, which was like a very 1930s, 40s military thing. And just kind of being aware of those things and like trying and being also aware of how my style has evolved to like reference those things, kind of like, not that I it's one of those things, right? When we were kids, like, oh yeah, I want to dress like Luke Skywalker, but you can't really figure out how to do that. But then as I've gotten older, I'm like, oh, I can do that because like riding boots, and because like I said, they're built on like American or like vintage clothing, the ideas of it, so I can at least approximate it or whatever. All that to say, I did buy an ear flap cap.
Nice.
The issue was, and I did not write about this at all because I don't feel like it's necessary. So here's some fun thoughts for the podcast people. The hard part was a lot of ear flap caps are made of wool, right? There are a lot of like trapper caps that are out there that are either made of wool or have like shearling ears, and I'm like, there's no way I can wear that, I've only found a handful, and they're all in person, of cotton deerstalkers and cotton hunting trapper caps. So like the hats that look like a ball cap or an engineer cap that have ear flaps that kind of like tie to the top.
Yeah, I feel like I haven't really seen many cotton ones at all. So yeah.
Yeah, the ones that I did find that my ex gave back to me, take a shot, that I think I still have somewhere in like my closet or whatever. Like, it's cotton, and it's like, but it's also like vibrant red because that's what you would wear when hunting, right? Like, safety orange, etc. And so I started looking at military ones. Again, a lot of them have like some kind of like shearling liner, some kind of synthetic. There's a lot of, Patagonia hiking hats that are also made of like chinchilla on the inside, like the fake, again, shearling kind of thing. But eventually I found like what I believe to be a 50s like Korean era cap that had like it was like quilted cotton on the inside, so a little bit warm but still made of cotton, and like had like a cotton satin lining. So again, all cotton here. The thing is, just like a lot of military hats that Spencer and I find, it says 7.5. I'm pretty sure this is 7 and 1/8.
So small.
It is very small.
How did we win all these wars with soldiers with such tiny heads?
Yeah. It's so weird. Like, so many of these bucket hats that we find, or even engineer caps. But it fits kind of now. But I've been trying to wear it in the shower, in hot water, so
wow,
they just get a little bit bigger each time, you know.
Just stretch it slowly.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think it'd be kind of cool to wear this with like a suit, as like, like a kind of a skiing kind of a look, or like a hunting kind of a look, or like even to wear it while actually hiking, like with like pleated shorts and like a short jacket or whatever. I haven't done it yet because I kind of want to wait to the weather to kind of heat up, and maybe by the time this comes out it'll be hot enough to actually wear a full cap. And also maybe wearing it while hiking the sweat will help it expand a little bit as well.
Yeah.
But it's kind of cool. And so I bought that mainly because as we know, the Rebels either wear the Alliance Honor Guard, like that kind of like fireman looking hat that you see in the beginning of episode 4. They either wear that, the like donut helmet that they wear on Endor, or the ones on the Hoth, which is like it looks like a military cap, like policeman's cap, but it has like ear flaps, so they put the goggles on top. And they have like the tropical versions in Rogue One for Scarif and stuff like that. So I'm kind of intrigued by what this might look like. But that's one thing I bought recently. The other thing is I bought a fucking cape.
Whoa,
which is insane. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna write about this. Yeah. I was like looking at, again, watching Andor, and I'm like, I kind of want a cape, and it's been really cool to like look into it because like historically, like Menswear has always asked, are capes going to come back? Like Pity Womo with like some guys are wearing capes, or Inverness capes and stuff like that. There's also a couple of times like I'm not sure if Rick Owens specifically had it, but Lemaire had a cape. Engineered Garments had a cape with Barber. And also Lemaire, apparently one of the first ever Uniqlo x Lemaire collabs was a cape for women, which was made of cotton or a nylon. And it was like a, kind of like a poncho cape kind of a thing. And all of that made me go, I want a cape too. And so I went to What Price Glory and found a World War II UK cape, rain cape, made of rubberized cotton.
Nice.
Which shout out to, I think, Alex in the Discord, who said, WPG has a really shitty website, and it doesn't say what things are made of. I'm like, it looks like it's cotton, and I feel like repro stuff is usually exactly what it was made out of. And after I bought it, Alex was like, it's rubberized, right? I'm like, fuck, is it going to take the dye? And the answer is kind of. And so I dyed it. I was going to dye it navy blue because I was like, I think black would be a little too hard to wear across and stuff. So I did navy blue mixed with black. And the ultimate answer, or it ended up being kind of like this like dusty bluish green because of the khaki undertone with it. But it's very cool. It kind of falls asymmetrically, which I think adds to how kind of badass it is. You'll have to see on my Instagram or whatever the outfits I'm wearing with it, because I did not wear it this is a relatively recent thing that happened that I was able to do and dye after some of the events I'm going to cover in this episode today. So that's new for me. I feel it's been kind of fun to like buy stuff that's, I don't know, like there's no list on this stuff. There's no like recommendation, right? This is not like, I saw
yourself, which is kind of fun.
Yeah, we've been having a lot of episodes lately. I mean, we talked about I want to consume more menswear like content and like just kind of be aware of what's happening. And I think the answer is like, even if I consume other stuff, like it's not really playing into what I actually like buy. Like I might be aware that Mersby Schwanen is dropping an officer shirt, like which to me looks like a camp collar shirt with chest pockets, which looks cool. I kind of want a new white one. I don't know if I'll buy that one or, the plethora. Side note, I'm very glad that like camp collar shirts are like fully in nowadays, because now I don't have to like wait for a vintage one. But also, vintage ones are super expensive also, so I don't even know if I could even get one of those anymore. So I guess that's kind of a recommendation thing, but like in general, like that's like such a basic to me. Like I'm not like, oh, this is currently trending. Like I can't even think of a thing. I don't know, some kind of sneaker, and I'm like, I don't need to buy that. I'm fine with what I have. But what I do want, apropos of nothing, is a fucking cape. It just sucks that I'm wearing it. I got it now when it's too hot, or it's getting kind of hot again. Would you guys wear a cape? I'm kind of curious, actually.
In most cases,
I feel like MJ, you would.
In most cases,
yeah,
no.
probably.
But I feel like I would do like I would love to have like the formal style, like the FDR style cape or whatever.
Oh yeah, like the kind of like, I think it's like Spanish or Italian,
Yeah.
right, or something like that.
That's pretty cool. I feel like doing that with like a tuxedo or white tie or something.
Oh yeah,
That would be good.
But you wouldn't do like the military rain poncho?
I
guess
think
my thing is like,
if I was doing like I don't know, maybe like a rain poncho, maybe. I could see that. It would have to be. It would have like I guess kind of like your military cape. It would either have to be something that's very formal or very like functional and practical.
Yeah. Because mine's definitely much more practical than it is like dressy. But I actually feel like I like that, because I feel like the the FDR thing might be a little too like that's too much of a meme for like what, to me and to other people, what Ethan Wong would wear, So like wearing a suit with this kind of rain poncho, I feel like, because it looks more like a poncho, but it still opens in the front, so it doesn't like, it's not like closed off like a true poncho. I feel like it does make it a bit more palatable. But yeah, MJ, I could totally see you wearing something like this.
Yeah.
Like, with some big pants and like pair of boots or something like that.
Yeah, I would also lean more towards like the functional, rugged,
Yeah, it's
side
kind of
that.
gorpy, I feel like,
like you said, the whole poncho thing, and just that function, I guess.
Yeah. Have you guys had anything that you've been dressing up for lately? What's pick something out of your week. What was like a little thing you dressed up
I've
for?
been re-wearing.
Could have been a date.
I discovered something in my closet which I've been wearing a lot lately, which is
this happens to you all the time.
Because I have a lot of clothes, and I don't. I tend to wear the stuff that's near the front of the closet, so sometimes things fall behind. But I mean, that's the benefit of your system, where you actually see everything. I don't have a whole lot of room, so the stuff in the back gets kind of buried from view, and so I'm not. It's out of sight, out of mind. But my my WW2 overshirt with a bunch of paint splatters, which I didn't like the.
Oh yeah.
I did not like the paint splatters after I did them, but now I think enough time has passed where I'm like, no, these are good.
Also, because like it's yours,
Exactly,
you know what I mean? Like you did it,
and so I've been wearing that a lot. I don't know. I mean, one thing I've discussed, like, it was really fun. It is like fun to dress up for work, but also I'm at the period where I have a lot of event duties, and I was wearing suits to everything last year, and that actually made it really difficult sometimes because I always have to like get on the ground and like fucking like crouch and like climb on top of things or whatever.
Wait, why?
Because I'm trying to get a good shot, like an exciting shot
Oh, I
or
see.
whatever.
Okay, for the shot.
Yeah,
I see, okay.
but like
Yeah, no, you're just playing on the
I'm
ground.
just playing on the
actually.
ground. But
He's running around.
I don't know. I guess this is
Whimsy.
dressing down, but putting together the rugged photographer's uniform.
Yeah.
Which I've been wearing the World War II thing with the navy dungarees a lot. I'm wearing those a lot more, just because I feel like those have a little bit.
The raw hemmed ones?
No, these are the ones that I got like I don't know, like a year or maybe like less than that. Like when I ordered like a chambray shirt and got a couple things from I can't remember if it was at the front or what Price Glory, but one of those places.
It's at the front.
But that's nice. And then this is maybe the one of the things I'm looking for at the surplus stores. I know that they have a bunch of like contemporary workwear, and so I might be the 2010s hipster guy and get some double knee pants just because I spend enough time like having to on my knees that I'm like I need this. And also like next week I'm going to be covering 3 different graduation ceremonies, and that is going to take me from 6 in the morning until like 8 o'clock at night. And so I need shit that's like really like comfortable, really durable and practical for me to wear and sweat in and get dirt on all day. So that's what I'm looking for at the surplus store and Old Town Orange in general next week, is just stuff that's good for that.
Yeah, I'm curious. You'll finally be the first one out of us
on our
to
block.
own double knee pants, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I know Jay has double knees, I think, from something.
I mean, I've always liked them. I think they're cool. I mean, like I'm getting these on, know.
You're not wearing them with a Carhartt Detroit
Probably
jacket
not.
and
No.
Some kind of NASCAR T-shirt and like a camo.
I might wear it with a camo jacket.
That's funny.
Camo jacket, yeah, different thing than a NASCAR wallet.
Exactly.
I don't know. You'll find different ways to do that.
Yeah.
What about you, MJ? Have you dressed up for anything for fun, not for being practical? For kind of preempt our little whimsy conversation.
Whimsy,
I mean, I don't know if it's whimsy, but I guess rediscovered also the Stay Pressed.
The flares.
Yeah. I wore that for my mom's Mother's Day lunch. So
nice.
Also it I guess since I slimmed down this past like year or like a couple of years, they fit like really well, even though the thighs and the butt is pretty fitted still.
Yeah.
Those fit really well now.
Do you think you're gonna lean into that because you don't have like cowboy boots or like heeled boots yet, right?
Yeah. The most I have, or I guess in terms of like a heeled boot, is my tabby boots. But then I
different vibe.
I don't. Yeah, I don't think that really goes together with that. But yeah.
Yeah, if they were like black, right? Like that'd be black.
Yeah, if they were black Stay Pressed, those would be cool. Maybe that's on the eBay watch list next or something.
Or that's a dye job. Just see if you could get like a
that's what I've been doing.
Yeah, I have looked at dyeing some stuff possibly in the near future, so maybe. But I kind of like them as khakis. I guess they're my only.
You don't have khaki military pants, huh?
Yeah, I have khaki chinos, like Uniqlo chinos. They're like wide fit, but I don't have like fatigues that are khaki, but Yeah, the Stay Pressed, and then the blue. I don't know if you remember the Roxy, like knit polo pocket polo.
Yeah, I remember that.
I wore those
I remember.
together. Yeah,
I remember everything.
yeah,
if I owned it, I remember it.
yeah.
You know.
Wore those together with with the. I think I wore it with the jungle jacket or the Drake short coat or one of those.
Oh, interesting. Okay,
but,
those are very
yeah.
different things, but
Yeah.
like a different vibes
Or
from
I
each
think
other.
I like technically outfit repeated. I just swapped the jackets. So,
Oh yeah.
but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it's kind of funny. So my Mother's Day is gonna be next week, which will be after this episode comes out. But I am having tea, so you know what that means. Riding boots for that. I feel like I've been wearing riding boots like once a week lately. It's like, if I think of the rotation of like my entire like, well, yeah, like my like a week's worth of outfits, like there's always a riding boot, there's always a tassel loafer, there's usually a penny loafer, and then maybe depending on what like everything else changes, right? Like it could be a lace up if I'm being like apparel arts without doing riding boots. It could be a cowboy boot or a heeled boot if I'm going out at some point during that week or whatever. It's been kind of fun to like recognize, or I guess I've always recognized like those kinds of patterns. And speaking of dyeing, I did buy. So I caved and I bought two pair of the same, two more, so a total of three now pairs of riding pants from Bronson. But they're black, and so I tried dyeing it brown. Took them out, like they're like nothing happened to them. So I'm like, fuck. So I'm gonna buy color stripper, so that way I can strip the two that I want, and I'm gonna dye one of them brown and one of them gray, so I can have like brown odd riding pants, and then gray
that's
odd
cool,
riding
yeah.
pants, because like they'll just echo my actual odd trouser or suit trousers. But hopefully, I mean, any kind of stripping that they'll do, like I don't care if they become like lightish gray or whatever. I just hope it works because they are jet black, and like yeah, nothing is gonna bond to these guys, you know. So I'm intrigued to see how that works out. I've been dyeing a lot of stuff. The capes, I dyed some white shorts brown, without pooping in them.
That's a really
but
good way to do it.
yeah, that
Yeah.
is. I've had that joke told to me so many times. Like I'll be like, "Oh, I dyed these shorts brown. They were white before," and they were like, "Did you poop?" And I'm like, "Yeah." That's very, very, very funny. But yeah, dressing up for Mother's Day is a nice one. Any other fun outfits, MJ? Like a little tie anything with a tie that you can tell us about?
I actually have not worn a tie in a while.
What?
Yeah,
Sacrilege.
I breaking the New Year's resolution halfway through the year, but
I know.
but yeah, maybe I want to get back into it. It's so peek into personal life or I guess work life. Our AC's broken at work.
No.
So,
Jesus.
yeah, just that sucks. So yeah, even if I wanted to wear a
makes
tie,
sense.
my neck, yeah, when just your neck gets sweaty, like, cause it's like, why, But yeah, hope to wear ties again.
Yeah.
Soon.
What about you, Spencer? Have you worn a tie lately?
No, I have not.
Come
I know.
on. I can't be holding up the only thing here. Well, that's kind of funny because the couple of things I've gone to lately did not require a tie at all. And I didn't wear a tie.
Whoa.
And all of them are kind of very, like, they were definitely decidedly, like, they're like occasions, Like, listen to our episode on occasions. But one of them, speaking of jet black, I guess that's not a recent, I said that like 5 minutes ago. But I went to a funeral themed birthday party.
That's fun.
So yeah, compare this to a couple months ago when I went to a wedding themed birthday party. That was black tie. This is just wearing black or gothic or whatever. Antonella called it, how did she, let me look this up here. She did it as festive noir. That was her dress code for this. She herself wore a black dress with a like a cream skirt or like a black top. The black top was like a corset, and she had a big black veil, and she had a makeshift coffin, not a makeshift. I mean, she made a little coffin for her to sit in while people read obituaries, or I guess obituaries and eulogies for her, or like recited poetry in the vein of the death of her 30s. And like I was, every time we talk to some new people, they're always like, wow, like it's so cool that your friends all like dressing up. And I'm like, yeah. And I feel like lately, again, like with Cosmos, or of course with Jay's themed takes on Friendsmas and Friendsgiving every year, it's not just me, right? Like, other people tend to do this as well. And like most people at Antonella's birthday did dress up. Most of the people who did the most were obviously the friends through me, where like Sirhan wore like a navy suit with a dark plaid shirt and a black grenadine tie, which I think is a nice one. That's kind of like very, to me, it feels very Jay Muser, kind of like kind of a going out look, a little preppy version of the going out look. Excuse me, take another shot. A lot of the women wore like corsets and like lace and veils, stuff like that. I really liked James's look where he wore his gray 3-piece suit, which is very cool. Peak lapel, flared leg, short waistcoat, all because we pushed Suit Supply to the limits on that. But he wore his black overcoat on his shoulders, and then he had a black OCBD, because he doesn't have a black point collar shirt. I think that's OCBD personally is a little too casual for this, but he did a black OCBD with a black knit tie, and then of course the black overcoat on the shoulders and the aviator sunglasses, which like felt very like the latest entry of Knives Out. If you guys have seen that, the one Wake Up Dead Man, where Daniel Craig cites 70s YSL as an inspiration, and so I feel like that was very cool that James kind of sent that up in a very like kind of like gothic, 70s, but like still tailored kind of a way. I decided to dress not as an attendee, but as an officiant. I didn't actually officiate the funeral, but I dressed like a fucking priest, which is crazy. And kind of similar to my Nosferatu thing, I wore the Bryceland's frog closure, like chore coat, tunic, jacket, whatever, that I actually wore a white like scarf that like underneath, so you could kind of see that like makes it kind of clerical collar thing. And I wore that with my black gauchos. I don't have a black skirt yet. I don't know if I'm gonna ever dip into the truly wearing a skirt, because I kind of like the two tubes versus like just one tube kind of a thing. That's right, it's tubes. Andor. But yeah, I wore that. I also had like a red scarf, like a burgundy scarf, like on my shoulders, kind of like to mimic the shawl. I don't know what you call that thing, and when people graduate or when people wear that to as a member of the clergy. But I did that, and I wore that with red socks and slippers. So I looked very much like a Catholic priest or an Episcopal priest. I don't know. They all look the same to me. And yeah, it's kind of funny because our friend Jay actually bought a clerical collar and wore that with a black suit when he portrayed I think a reverend in a Call of Cthulhu game that I played once with him, a little one shot. That was really fun. I also had two very LARPy things where I went to Universal Fan Fest, which for the first time, which is kind of crazy. I had never been. I didn't go last year when it was the Back to the Future, like 50th anniversary or 60th anniversary. I don't know, whatever the hell it is. 1985. What is that? 40 year end of it? 40s? Yeah. 2025, yeah. But, I decided to go. There was Harry Potter. There was Dungeons and Dragons. And I've never been to Halloween Horror Nights, but the way I had it described to me was that this is a wholesome version of that. So people are walking around. People are in costume, and there's like different experiences you can do. And it's just like with anything, I feel like it's more fun to dress up in the service of something while you're doing a themed activity. Most people at Universal Fan Fest, you can probably expect it. Hogwarts robes, and a lot of One Piece. A lot of Luffy's were walking around with like some kind of red vest or red shirt, jean shorts with a hat. There was a few real cosplayers as well, like doing no Sanjis, but a lot of like a lot of Marine guys in there. I saw like a number 3, Mr. Candlehead, whatever his fucking name is. You know, he had his little hat as or hair done in number 3. A lot of Nico Robbins, a couple of Namis, and a couple of Buggies, Buggy the Clown. But I decided to do a wizard like I did, but instead of being preppy like I did for Cosmos, I thought of myself, what would it be like if Headmaster Ethan was like a whatever our version of an Auror would be? And so I kind of went with the clerical route again with like a band collar shirt, a black my black chore cardigan, which so like no lapels, and I feel like the effect of like the band collar and the lapelless jacket had again a very clerical, very wizardly look to it, especially as the chore coat was cinched by a black scarf I used as a sash, so kind of doing that a lot lately as well. Wore that with riding pants and riding boots, and my wand, my elder wand that I had. That's right. And it looked cool. I feel like, again, like the thing with cosplay or LARPing is like I'm not trying to be like a different character. I'm being myself if I was in that universe, and this is how I would dress. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so like that was kind of the cool thing about that outfit. It looked really really cool. I don't know how. I mean, I might kind of do that rig more often. You know, kind of changing out the shirt underneath the chore coat. That is cinched together. Again, it looks very like tunic forward. And what was really funny is that I went to something earlier that day, invited by some friends from the MFA Discord, and my friend was hosting like a little dinner party, a little poker night that he encourages people to dress up. And it's really funny that everyone is wearing suits and ties, surprisingly really well, you know, for something that, you know, that's supposed to be just like a friend group kind of a thing, because he had other friends who come to this like, you know, biannual little like, you know, soiree. And the guy who is most known on the internet for wearing a tie is the only one not wearing a tie or even a sport coat or some kind of tailored jacket at this event. And but I would argue, I think me wearing riding boots is still very Ethan. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like it's still very like, oh yeah, you're still that guy.
That's you.
That's me.
You should do
the other thing
where
that
it's like you post online. It's like, what's more formal, and a guy in a suit and a guy in riding pants.
Yeah. What's more dressy, etc. Yeah. No, I think it's kind of fun because I feel like that's exactly what the brief conversation was. It's like, oh, Ethan, you're not formal, like you're not wearing a suit, but you're still like dressed up. I'm like, that's exactly it. Also, I'm the kind of guy, as I've said, I wear one outfit a day. So if you invited me to something else, I'll either be dressed for your event or I'll be dressed for something else I'm doing, but at your event. You know, like when I went as Nosferatu, I still dressed like him the entire day, which is kind of like what the priest outfit was. It's just I wasn't wearing my little pointy ears or had a blood dripping from my mouth. Not yet, at least. The other thing that I want to talk about for what I've been dressing up for is Star Wars Day. This was so much. It was fun. I would say it's kind of hard because it was very crowded and it was hard on a Monday. So I got there after work at Scum and Villainy, which is the fandom bar that looks like the Mos Eisley Cantina, or in universe, the Mos Eisley Cantina actually has a name because it's not called that. It's called Chalman's Cantina. That's because that's the bartender's name. Little point of fact for y'all there. But you know, last year, me and James and Joseph went there, and you know, I kind of dressed like Chimera, the stranger from the Acolyte, again wearing gaucho pants, and I did my kimono style waistcoat as like a tunic top with a scarf belt. Had the guns out and everything. But this time I was like, you know what? I feel like I'm gonna do something a bit more pointed, a bit more like, or more dynamic, I guess. Especially because James was making a it's a Rebel Legion Jedi's outfit. Rebel Legion is the good guy version of the 501st, so it's like very like specific guidelines for the cosplay or the costume. So he bought like a bolt of like brown linen and then made the Jedi outfit, which is really cool. He even made the prequel style belt, which has like that, like it's like the brown band and then like a little thinner one in the middle of it. kind of like what Anakin and Obi-Wan wear. But he did that. His girlfriend Claire went as Aayla Secura, complete with Leku, which is the little entrails on the head, and the and blue skin, which showed up very vibrantly in the photos. It's kind of fun to see her smile because her teeth are so bright, But it was a big hit. People, we saw Barasafi out there. But for me, I decided to, at first I was trying to do a rebel thing, but I would feel like it just looked too much like what I would wear on a normal, like a regular milsurp kind of a thing. And so I went for a Jedi look to kind of mimic James, but also because I've never done like a Jedi look. I feel like I've always been kind of doing like a dark, edgier look. And so I wore my Jinbei top, which is like a wrap kimono style kind of a thing for my homeware set. I wore my long sleeve spear point polo, which I haven't worn in a little while because I wear usually a work shirt instead. But I wore that underneath, and because the Jinbei is short sleeve or half sleeve, it kind of makes this fun like double layer effect, which I really liked. Tucked both of those things, had the Jinbei untucked with my over my riding pants and riding boots, and then I did have my hooded linen cape that I wear to Ren Fair. But I actually took it off because I felt like it looked more Star Warsy without it, because you could see the actual like lapel-less overlapping closure. My friends at the bar did say that like you just look like you're at Ren Fair. So I'm like, fuck this, I'm taking it off. And so it looked good, And I also, the only piece of costume that I had other than the cape was I bought a replica of Luke's Bespin belt, which has that like octagonal like buckle that you see like Han Solo wear, but it's brown, has multiple of those like pouches, and it has the clip for the lightsaber as well as a holster for his DL-44. And so I felt really cool like having my little prop or painted DL-44 in my pocket or my holster with a lightsaber. It felt very like, Jedi survivor, I'm not Luke, I'm not Han. Again, I'm Ethan, who happens to be both a Jedi and I use a blaster, and I'm adventuring out there with my crew, with my girlfriend, who also wore my other Jinbei top with a little cape over it. And so that was, again, really fun. The unfortunate part is that we sat in a very awkward area, so we were away from everyone, which is fine because we had a bigger group, but like we weren't able to like just kind of be around other cosplayers. Or people who were there because the main area was pretty much full. We were like in a little hallway that connected to the bathroom, where they had like standing tables. Well, of course, we saw, we would talk to people on the way to and from the restroom. I did see an Imperial officer and a guy who was not Thrawn, but he was also a Grand Admiral because he had the yellow pauldrons on. A couple of Mandalorians. But yeah, it looked really cool. Again, feels really fun to be dressed up in that thing. I feel like, why would you be at Star Wars Day not dressed up, or at least wearing a Star Wars t-shirt? And I guess at this point now, it's like, okay, I'm not going to wear my Star Wars t-shirt. I'm going to straight up dress like I'm in Star Wars. Like, there's something kind of fun about that. And very similar, I think, to like us with vintage or whatever. Like, Spencer, you like Western, like 50s Western movies. Okay, are you going to wear a shirt that has like the Searchers on it? Or are we going to dress like you're in the Searchers? And I feel like, we can do both. We love doing both. At least I do with I'm literally wearing a Star Wars t-shirt today. But I think that's, it's really fun to kind of do that. I also talked about on the blog, hiking attire, which you guys can read about. It's very straightforward. I dressed like I went hiking to go hiking. That's it, But there's a lot of fun naturey stuff there. I saw some ducklings. We saw a lot of nature actually. In the pond there was a bunch of turtles, which were crazy. I guess usually when I'm hiking, it's just dry.
Where did you go hiking?
Franklin Canyon, which is kind of a little bit north of Beverly Hills, kind of like in the area of those hills. It's like a little naturey area in there. Kind of a precarious drive because there's kind of a steep incline that if you just went and turned, you would most likely die. But it's very nice. They're actually for filming a movie or some kind of short film. I'm assuming because it doesn't look like it was like crazy good or anything. And all I know is that they were having a picnic next to that part of the pond or something. I don't know if they were implying it's a lake or they're in the Midwest or whatever. But at some point, they one of them goes, "Oh, a snake!" and then they run off camera. And we heard that over the course of like an hour and a half because they have to reset, go back to one, and they got multiple angles for safety, different close-ups, different takes of the guys on the bike. And so it's funny, like I'm there reading while my girlfriend is painting the scenery, and you just hear, Action. Ah, a snake! And then they run
So
off.
we
And
gotta
then
watch
little-
stuff next year, and anything that comes out that involves a snake being found,
Yeah.
we'll know.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah. I mean, here's the thing. Is this a movie? Is this a short film?
Maybe
Like a short film?
they
Is this
just
a
got
student
unlucky
film?
and they
Who
kept
knows?
finding snakes.
That's true. They had to stop filming for that,
Yeah.
actually. Yeah, it's like, people only stop filming for snakes or when Harrison Ford breaks his arm while flying his personal plane.
Exactly.
Like that's the only reasons why. Well, speak of Harrison Ford and the Age of Adeline, let's go back
That's right.
in time,
Benjamin
actually.
Button too.
Let's go back.
I mean, Harrison Ford's
Yeah.
not in that one, but he could be.
Nope. Yeah. What's crazy is 8 years ago. 8? Yeah. No. 5? 8? No, 8 years.
Yes,
sorry.
yes, 8 years
I read
ago.
my own notes. 2018. Spencer, and it's crazy MJ's not here. Maybe you're working. I don't know. Why the hell aren't you here? Because like
Yeah.
everyone else isn't here. Like Spencer and I, along with Andrew and Scott, from high school and college, and also Win is with us too. We went to the Getty.
Yeah.
We went to the Getty Center, and we've been to the Getty before. And actually, there's been a couple times since then, this set of photos that we've been to the Getty and the little shoot. Because remember we went with Doug that one
That's
time.
right. I mean, it's a
I know
great place
MJ
to
was there
go.
for that.
That one's free
Yes.
too, right? You just have to pay for parking.
Yes, which is now like $20, which is
Damn.
insane. Yeah, it's like, and it's only like I think it's like $20 before 3, and then after 3 it's 10. Before it used to be like 15 and 8 or something, or maybe even like 10 and 5 back before the pandemic. But yeah, so the Getty, for those of you who don't know, is a nice little private museum that's open to the public. And it's near the 405. It's a little bit north of like Beverly Hills, then Century City, stuff like that. And it's a very, very nice, very expansive building. It's got a bunch of different galleries. It's like a medieval collection. They have a collection of like old Bibles, like illuminated texts and stuff. A lot of ceramics. A couple of like, I don't know how you say it, ethnic art, I guess. Not a huge one compared to the Southeastern or South Asian collection at the Norton Simon. But they have that, but a big collection of classic, romantic, Baroque, fucking classical art or whatever. A little bit of modern art as well, and a good curation of photography. So it is one of my favorite museums. LA has a lot of them. And it's fun to, go for a couple hours. And it's also very picturesque. The architecture is really great. The lighting on the inside is really fun, and it's just everyone goes here to take photos. Like they know that there. I'm sure influencers go and do like a fit check or something like that there. I'm sure plenty of us have had dates to the Getty, but this particular one was a date with the boys.
A boy
a long
date.
time ago.
And
A
as
boy
we all
date.
know,
Oh, I
I'm
can't say that.
living in the closet, so you can
That's
guess how I
right.
feel
Oh,
about
boy.
those.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, this was a long time ago, and I don't know. I guess the Facebook memories kind of reminded me of this. Shout out.
Thank you, Meta.
I guess that's right. Thanks, Zuck. Kind of a shout out to the outfit repeating episode where I got sent outfits. And on that note, like I think it'd be fun to kind of talk about the outfits that we're wearing in here. And MJ, I think I'll be curious of your thoughts as well. Like you looking back in general at these, knowing both me and Spencer, and being seeing us, even if you're not there with us on that particular day, you can still talk about it, obviously.
You can.
I think it's funny that Andrew still dresses like this and Scott also dresses like I mean, that's kind of the theme, right? Like, we all how much of us
'cause
we
I
still
feel
dress
like-
these might be the jeans that Andrew. Are these the jeans?
same
No,
jeans.
they're not. I don't think these are salvage.
They
I
look.
don't think I can tell.
They look like
They
a
look
different
pre-faded.
wash too. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I guess. And first off, how would you guys have dressed to a museum today? Let's talk about that.
Probably the same thing. Like that.
Yeah, you would dress
Yeah,
because you're
see?
kind of dressed up with it. You're a bit more than
Yeah,
normal,
I'm wearing
right?
a sport coat with I think a blue button-down shirt.
Blue stripe,
Yeah. And just my
University College.
and
Yes,
just
right.
my like brown slacks, which I think is that's how you should dress to a museum. That's classic.
Yeah. These are like almost like an olive brown. They're kind of like a faded.
Oh, they might
kind
be.
of like
Wait,
a
they might
khaki,
be. But
dark
yeah, no, might be
khaki.
brown slacks. I think they're the P41 pants or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's what they look like, and you're wearing that with your '60s brown plaid sack
Yes,
jacket
which is one of the
as
first
well. I'm
vintage
also
pieces
wearing.
I ever bought.
Wow,
Yeah.
yeah, this is I remember this one from you. You wore this a lot with like skinny
Uh-huh.
ties, skinny '60s ties. I know MJ. How would you dress? Because I mean, know that we haven't been to the Getty together in a while, but I know the last
Yeah.
couple times you wore the. I remember this for you. Maybe I'll include a picture of it. The black jungle jacket worn with the black like Uniqlo pants back with
Yeah.
like the wide leg pants.
Mm-hmm.
That was very cool. I love that. That's
Yeah.
still one of the best like casual suit examples.
Yeah. I'd probably wear jacket and tie now. I don't
Oh,
remember the
okay.
last time
Yeah,
I've been
that's
to
nice.
a museum in general, or like if it. I mean, I guess it also depends, right? Like if it's like winter or
yes.
like cooler.
Yeah.
I like turtlenecks to
I like
the
turtles.
yeah, I like turtles.
Yeah.
Yeah, which you are
Uh-huh.
wearing one in this photo set. Yeah, turtleneck to museum is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Probably either chinos or some slacks. I don't think I'd wear a suit to the museum, but separates most likely for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've since I've gone there a lot, I've done like multiple like different, like I've done suits, I've done casual stuff, I've also done no tie, done it with a tie. And for the context on this particular day, it's May, right? But this is still a time in LA where it's kind of cold. I mean, you can kind of see in the photos that it's pretty overcast this day. And kind of gloomy. And even right now, I think it's only 69 degrees in LA right now, at least according to my computer. But yeah, I mean, Spencer, tell us about like your like during this time, like your style was still pretty much in this vein. It wasn't as rugged yet. Also don't have a completely shaved head
No,
just yet. It's
it's
buzzed.
buzzed, and also I don't have a beard, which is odd
No
to
beard.
see.
That's right. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I was just like into fucking like Mad Men, but also trying to do kind of like a more contemporary Drake's look or whatever at the time. I still think
Yeah, you are wearing purple
yeah,
socks.
I think
in
it looks
this.
good.
Yeah.
I was but that's I don't know, that's kind of the mode that I was in. I feel like the only difference is now is I try less consciously to do a Drake's look because I just like the vintage aspect, and I'm no longer being like, okay, well, how can I make this work for 20 whatever year it was at the time.
You would just do a vintage look.
Yeah, exactly. Or just
Yeah.
like something more
I mean-
straightforwardly vintage, rather than trying to match the
Yeah.
appearance of any like contemporary brand.
I mean, to me, this is still like, I guess I could see what you're saying with like the plaid jacket and like the purple socks, but also like, I feel like to me, if you were to wear this today, or the idea of this, like it would likely be that you would be wearing either swapping the shirt out for like a denim shirt or a chambray, or you might even change the pants to like just straight up jeans.
Okay, if I were
you
doing
know?
it, to,
and
if
of
I
course
were,
you'd be
if
wearing
I
a
were
ball
doing
cap.
it today,
Yeah.
I think I would be wearing it would be a very similar idea. Like I'm imagining an outfit that's like a 2026 Spencer thing, and I guess this is a running thing on the podcast. My style is so consistent that I'm the only one that sees any difference in like the different reference images that I post. But
Yeah.
I think if I were going to do a similar look to this today, it would be like a different jacket just with wider lapels, I think.
Yeah, because you still wear
I
this
don't
or
wear
this
it. I
jacket
own it
anymore?
still, but I have. But like, I,
Okay.
mean, I don't. I don't.
But you
really
do,
get
because you
rid
have
of
a
stuff.
plaid,
I do. I have my Brooks Brothers
Right.
jacket. I might wear that.
which you would wear more over this.
Yeah,
Was what
yeah,
you're saying.
or like
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
know, like something I've been wanting is like like a kind of like 70s or 80s, like maybe even like a gun shack or a houndstooth or something, like just something with
Oh
like
yeah, baby. Hell
wide
yeah.
lapels, something like that.
Yeah.
And then maybe with like World War II chinos, like just sort of like high rise khakis, and then yeah, maybe like a chambray shirt or something, but like something like a little bit, I don't know. I feel like that feels like kind of like 70s French guy who's into American vintage. So that's probably how that outfit would look in 2026.
What headwear would you think you'd wear with this?
I would either wear no headgear like I have now, or a ball cap. I think. That is
no bucket. I know there's one of my favorite photos of you, Spencer, is the one like we went to the park and you're wearing like the camel bucket with your belt back with a
I think it would either be a ball cap or that camo bucket.
Oh, you have the other one, right? You have like O'Connell style, like the kind of like
have that would be a good one for that. One. Okay, actually, yeah, I think that would be a good outfit.
Cause it's your dressier one, right?
Exactly. The one with the red, white, and blue hat band, or red and sorry. Now you can take a shot.
Yeah.
Red and blue hat band, but I think I would wear that one.
Yeah. What about your fedora?
Maybe not with that.
You think, are you too casual? Like, or too much contrast with this.
Exactly. I don't think the fedora. It doesn't feel right for it. It's a beautiful hat, but I feel like I would probably skip the fedora for that, because I don't know. I'm thinking it's like, again, like kind of a more springtime look. If we were doing in the winter, if I was layering, that's maybe when I would pick up a fedora. Yeah. But I think for just this, like a bucket hat or a ball cap is what I would lean to.
Yeah. I think what's kind of fun is that you're wearing a pocket square no tie.
Yes.
Like, you're kind of, it's very like, I mean, maybe it's because you don't have a beard, but I feel like this is such like a safe look. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, like it's not, you're not trying too hard. And again, it's not like you're being overly like simple on this. Like, again, like the roll of the collar is spot on. The plaid jacket's good. It's just kind of funny to see. I don't know. Like, to me, I feel like I would wear this exact look, or like the with what I have, but I would wear a tie because I feel like I just need something to like dangle from my neck. You know what I mean? Like the third dimension.
I mean, it's like I like this, but yes, looking at this, if I had like put this on and looked at myself in the mirror today, I might say it's like, oh, there's something missing. This is like a little
missing,
too plain or something. And I think like swapping out the pieces or like messing with the proportions and stuff like that is how in my mind I would want to make it more interesting, or that's probably how I would wear it today.
Yeah, I think looking at what do you guys think of my outfit? Give it to MG. What do you think? Look, you tell me what you think.
Well, I think initially your pants look kind of short here. Really, especially when you sit down, they're like halfway up your calves.
They are. It's because they're kind of slim too, right?
Yeah, the slim cropped pants kind of is the kicker for me here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is. It's because they're made of like that brushed kind of like chino fabric, so they do catch a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, looking at these, like the trousers aren't that trim for a like 60s Ivy kind of a thing, like it's not as bad as they could be. They also feel kind of Drakes as well, but they are short, and they are slim. They are the Banana Republic Aiden Chino, I think, which are great because at the time they were still one of the only like full cotton offerings from the brand, and they were like nicer than like like a 5-pocket. Like, these are like more of like a chino trouser, I guess. And I also have them creased perfectly, and I'm wearing them with purple socks and wallabies. MJ, you own this plaid jacket now.
Yes.
Right?
Jacket's here somewhere.
The Brooks Brothers tweed sack jacket. Mine's a little bit wider than Spencer's. It's a bit more of a classic design of a jacket. I love this jacket so much that I have a plaid suit that's kind of not in tweed, but because I could not get rid of this thing. But yeah, I'm wearing that with navy chinos, as I said, wallabies, and a navy turtleneck. And the whole thing, speaking of Drakes, is actually a shout out to an outfit I saw Matt Woodruff wear. Come down to the wallabies as well. So, kind of an example of I see it, I do it. I am wearing it with glasses, and to kind of echo Spencer here, my hair is cut quite short and not super undercut, but definitely, it's like a fade with a short kind of like pushed over kind of a thing here. And I'm also clean shaven. I have a slight bit of like 5 o'clock shadow. It's more of like a 1 o'clock shadow. And I am wearing my wireframe glasses, which I still own. And I think this whole outfit is something I'd wear today just with what I have now. You know what I mean? Like there's like this is so good. Gray plaid jacket with a navy turtleneck and navy trousers and wallabies. Like that's so good. Add in like the glasses with my messy hair nowadays, I feel like would be like just chef's kiss. And if my trousers were just a little bit wider, I feel like this would be like really good. The only thing though is that I don't know how my wallabies would interact with a wider leg trouser. I still tend to like my wallabies more with like jeans, especially because I don't do like odd chinos, like non khaki odd chinos anymore. But and I but I think it might be interesting to kind of revisit. It's a little too warm now to do this, but it looks good. Maybe with my flared jeans, you know what I mean? Like kind of like lean into like a very 60s kind of take on it. Since I don't do slim anymore or tapered, I do flared, which is the opposite.
Yeah.
But I feel like this kind of goes into the look is exactly what I want from like a museum fit. Like it's kind of chic, it's kind of minimal, it's very dark. It has this element of like going out, but has like an intellectual lean to it. It feels kind of like what you would wear on a date, except on a date with the boys in this. But yeah, I don't know, Spencer, would you? I feel like you could wear something like this, like the kind of like
yeah,
total,
I like that. I like.
I don't see you wear roll necks as much anymore.
I mean, I mean, I want like I like the Uniqlo ones a lot, but I do kind of want one that has the more
like a chunkier,
the chunkier one, or the one that has like a higher neck that actually does roll down. I like those a lot. I like those.
Yeah, I have never owned any because I'm always scared of running too hot. I used to have like the merino wool ones back when I worked at Banana Republic, like I did in these photos. But they were like, I would still get too hot just wearing that. It's just a little itchy. But maybe I would have to do like a cotton one, like a cotton chunky turtleneck, which I know does exist. I know, Spencer, you have the cotton one.
Yeah, the
cotton mock
neck from J. Crew, which I like. That one's good.
Yes. Yeah, maybe next season I'll buy one of those. I don't know yet. But it looks really good. You know who actually is the best?
Well,
sorry,
go ahead, Spencer.
on. No, I was just gonna say the best dressed person here, I think, is him.
which is if I was about to say that I feel like he would. He also still kind of dressed
he wins.
like this,
Yeah, but like for some reason, like his is like even more classic. You know what I mean? I guess like maybe it's because he hasn't changed that much. He has the same hair, same glasses, but his look is so good. It's a little too springy or summery for what looks like an overcast day, but apart from that, it is quite good. It is very good. He's wearing a navy linen spread collar or point collar shirt with a red bandana, gray pleated trousers, a safari jacket, and then purple socks and brown suede tassel loafers. It looks kind of pity womo, I guess. Looks very hashtag menswear, but like it's a very classic look. It's I mean, obviously his trousers are a little bit more tapered. He wears his trousers wider now, especially as he has now moved on to getting things custom made for him. But it looks really good. I mean, we all look pretty classic. Like Spencer, like again, your outfit is like something that would work in any era. Mine might be a little bit harder. Might be more like 1967 because of the slim, Ivy Continental trousers or whatever. But like his is like, also in that same vein. Like again, all three of us are very like classic looking. That you could still wear it today. Looked good back then. I guess all of us might. I guess I'm curious. Would people think that we're being vintage back then?
Like in 2018?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's a little just fashion because like it's not.
I don't know. Like the jacket, the way it's cut, the way that feels more vintagey, less 2018.
Yeah. It is kind of funny to think that our style is pretty much like, I mean, obviously technique and whatever nuances, but like it's still pretty much the same. Yeah. Another point. What do you guys think of the photography? Like, do you think anything's changed there?
Let me look at it.
Yeah. I mean, I have my thoughts, but if anyone does, MJ, maybe if you have something. Like, do you think the how you take a picture, how you appear in pictures, or even the editing. Do you think
I
it's
feel like
changed
these
over
are,
the years?
I don't know, maybe more like posed and arranged than some of the photos that you tend to take
Yeah,
now. Because
yeah,
I remember we went out there
I,
setting out to be like, what if we shot a lookbook
that's
for
right.
just what
Yeah,
we were wearing?
which I guess we kind of do now, but it's not a lookbook. It's just we're taking pictures of what we're wearing.
Exactly.
You know, yeah. This is kind of like, yeah. The impetus, if you read the original article, was like if this was like a fall cap. I guess it's not really fall because like it is interesting to see a guy in a turtleneck next to a guy in a linen shirt. Like it doesn't make any sense, but it is again L.A. and it's weird where it is overcast, but you know it's L.A. So.
Yeah.
But I do think, yeah, some of the photos are definitely posed because I think I wanted to get some of those kind of like editorialized, like lookbooky shots, like the mix of life and like again like a posed photo. Um, but also there's a lot of silly stuff in here because I guess some of this is just also just me like hanging out, like
yeah.
you know, like it's not, how do you say it? Like not all the photos that I included are the ones for the editorial, because there is no editorial. Like there's no like I don't know. We're not telling a true story with any of these things other than here we are. You know, like all of the in between stuff of us talking. Like there is the shot, and then like in between is like when Scott or Andrew is like snapping us laughing or chatting or whatever like that. I think also that hasn't changed. Like taking the silly pictures hasn't changed in my overall output of like I guess menswear content. I wouldn't call it that. It's called making memories, you know. I wish I could find the phone photos, but this is before I started like saving phone photos into the same album, so I literally don't know what else we did that day. I feel like we probably went to Islands or something.
That sounds about
makes
right.
sense there. Yep, you know, had a
Maybe
little
BJ's
little
even.
big wave with cheese. Oh, maybe even BJ.
Ooh.
Yeah, maybe it was Islands and then BJ's, which I still love going
Yeah.
toward.
Are those restaurants outside of Southern
ah.
California? Do people know we're talking about two restaurants?
I don't.
Or are they? Or
I
do,
think
do,
BJ's
do,
and Islands are SoCal.
I mean, like maybe people think that we went to Blowjob Island and they're imagining us as way cooler than we really are.
Yeah.
It's like what's the remember the meme of Alvin the Chipmunks? It's like which one's getting the best head.
Exactly. There you go. Yeah.
That's one of my favorite like just like memes, I guess.
We should
It's
do an
so
episode
stupid,
where
so
we like
funny.
break that down, where we really analyze it and figure out once and for all who's getting the best head. This is the least
who was getting
menswear
the best
episode
head?
we're ever gonna do.
Yeah, it's all about. Yeah, that'll be really funny. Let us know if you want that. Has Throwing Fits done that? I feel like they should totally do that too.
Analyze who got
I
the
feel
best
like
head.
that's who got the best
Yeah.
head, man. Watching porn for the critique, actually.
Oh, there you go.
know? Hentai.
Reaction channel now.
Yeah. Oh, something so bad. Back to the photos. I feel like I'm using a lot more vignette than I normally do.
I was gonna say versus now. You also have some of these. It seems like you have a lot of headroom in these. I don't know if it was just like a like a quick
quick
actually,
edit or like yeah.
Yeah, some of them. Some of them just have a lot of space.
Yeah, that's very, very interesting. I did not realize that either.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess also overall, there's still a lot of attention to like natural lighting, a lot of heavy use of contrast. It does feel cold, again, because it could be the overcast day, but I feel like nowadays my color correction or color grading is a bit more warmer and a little bit more yellow to kind of get more, or greenish to get like the film kind of look to them. Which is kind of here, but it's still a little more of a blue shift. I feel like it's still too cold. But some of these photos of Spencer, man, they look great. Like, I mean, everyone looks really good here. You'll have to go into the blog post to check that out and to see the photos, and I'll post some of them on my Instagram actually. So you'll have to request to follow that. But yeah. Maybe we'll continue to look at, it's so funny that we can have our own archive to look at. Like last time we kind of talked about Drake's, and I kind of referenced on the Instagram, like, looking back at, the heyday of Drake's, and, but it's fun to like look at that for us, because we've been doing this for such a long time. And I've been documenting it for the better part of a decade. So I mean, this is 8 years old. This is 8 years old, and at the time we were still like firmly in menswear. You know, there's so much of this. You know, but yeah, maybe we'll do something. Maybe we'll do like a Dapper Day retrospective or something like that. That'd be kind of fun to do, or maybe another Getty lookbook or Getty Day. That way, MJ could be a part of us.
Wow.
You know. Yeah, I know. Well, guys, thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed this. Again, you can go to the blog, my blog, to read all about Star Wars Day. You know, I wrote a lot about it because, I don't know, I feel like I've been kind of hinting at like the fun of dressing up, and I feel like we don't really talk, or there's not a lot of menswear content about that. I mean, no shade to Blammo, but it's like the latest episode they did was like, oh, if you had $3,000 to jumpstart your wardrobe or to redo your wardrobe, like what would you get? And it's like, okay, like that's good advice, to be clear, but I'm like, and maybe if you lived, unfortunately, in LA where that unfortunate tragedy could have happened to you last year, it makes sense to like, you know, to kind of redo that. But I'm again, like we said, we're not really buying, you know, we're not doing the kind of stuff where, you know, we're kind of living life. We're going to the Getty and getting dressed up for no reason other than our own. I'm going to Star Wars Day and going to a funeral themed birthday and going to Fan Fest or going hiking or you know, playing Nerf and going to Menswear, and all using stuff that I already own because my closet, it has an inherent expressive character that just lends itself to be going to this kind of stuff. And I feel like we should talk more about that, or people should be talking more about literally like wearing your clothes. Where are you going in you know, with them? How are you having fun with it? How does that impact your enjoyment of that particular activity, or why did you pick those particular pieces? And so I think next week or next episode, we're going to talk about this a little bit more, because I feel like all of that is inherently whimsical in a way, you know, or jaunty or eccentric. We're going to explore more about that next time. So keep an eye out for that one. We got plenty of thoughts, plenty of examples, especially, you know. But yeah, keep an eye out for that one. Don't forget to follow the Instagram at Style and Direction. And if you want to support us, and maybe even contribute to some of the topics or add your own thoughts or comment on it, you can go to www.patreon.com/style and direction, https:// I don't know which / whatever. Anyway, it's patreon.com/style and direction. $5 a month gives you access to our bonus episode feed where we talk about we're talking about Heat. Well, we will talk about
it's $5
Heat.
on iTunes right now if anyone wants to get prepared.
There you go. So are we.
Wow.
Not on iTunes, but on Patreon. If you guys like listening to us talk about movies, or you want to listen to us talk about movies, you should go there. There's also the Discord, where you can talk to us directly. Doubling that amount to $10 total gives you nothing extra other than MJ thanking you personally. MJ, who are we thanking?
We are thanking our sidecast fanatics. That's Shane Curry, Philip Gregard, Henrik Wilberg, and Talbot.
We appreciate you all so much. My name is Ethan.
I'm Spencer.
And I'm MJ.
We'll see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Perfect.